Hi everyone, I want to show you today Reflexmath. It is a program for math fact fluency. It does not have any kind of conceptual type problems or word problems. It is simply for fact fluency. You can do addition and subtraction. You can also do multiplication and division. The children learn it reciprocally, so if they learn their multiplication fact, they're also learning their division fact at the same time. If they learn their addition fact, they're also learning their subtraction fact at the same time. I had children last year who were the most severe or most significant children with learning disabilities, and they made excellent progress with this program. So I'm sure that you will see progress also this year for many of the kids. So I'm going to show you today how to go through and just set up your classes and look at information on your classes. Do notice that this is now on iPad, so it is part of the program now, so you can search that and get that app. This is a good page to start off with. You can take a look at it at your own time, but most of the time you're going to go over here to Launch. The kids are also going to go to Launch. And they'll see something like that pop in. They will type in the username that you have. You will have your class here. This is what the students will select, and then they'll type in they'll click on their name and put their password in. I don't have a class right now because I was set up last year. I don't have a class this year. For you as the teacher, you'll go over to Teacher Login, and you'll have an actual password for yourself that the children will not know. Okay, you can see this is my dashboard that is for the teacher component. The children will not see this like this. However, I did pull this up and show them what progress we've been making throughout the year as a class. It really became a group effort to see that fluency move up the chart and go throughout the year. Overall, I think we got over to the 80s or so for class fluency, and again, for the children who have learning disabilities, that was a significant amount of growth. I did start everybody at the beginning of the year in my class with addition and subtraction. They moved over, the ones that were 3rd, 4th, and 5th moved over to multiplication and division around November. So we didn't even have the whole full year on some of this, and yet we still made a good amount of growth on the whole for the whole year. As you go into this, you can see I had actually 2 classes set up. I had set up my homeroom, but I had also set up Miss Cawthorn, who was our principal. She did mostly ESL kids, and she had them meet with her for a few times during the week. You may want to set up, if you are 4th grade, you may want to set up, a class for, Miss Stone, a class for Miss Sanders, and a class for Miss Collier. You'll have your 3 classes there. Then if you click on classes, you can see your class settings here. You'll have all your students in here. We have already set up your classes. By the time you get this, you'll have all your students in here. You can add or remove class students. I'm assuming you'll have that access. It could be Gail will have that access to add or remove students. You can also come here and print their login handouts. I just simply printed them and put them on a little card. It didn't take them very long. They were pretty easy passwords for them to remember. It took them just a couple of days to really get it. As you see, you can click between classes again to see what kind of progress the classes are making. As you go over here to reports, you'll see this is your group report here. You're getting your usage summary. This will tell you how much you've been using it as you get throughout the year. Milestones, this will tell you how the class is done as far as milestones as a class, and also how each student is making milestones. Milestones will actually create printed certificates that you can print over here, and as you print, you can give them to the students for the individual group ones. The class milestones I would put up outside my wall, on the wall outside my class, and I think the children did well over 200,000 facts last year. So you'll get 2 different kinds of milestones. One will be just practice. They've practiced 5,000 facts. They've practiced 7,000 facts. And then you'll also get one where they have this many fluent facts, which means they know them immediately without even having to really think about it. So you may have 30 facts, then 50 facts, and it'll grow throughout the year. You also have your student individual reports. The students love to look at this on I would bring this up once a week and review how they were doing. And we would bring up, if the child wanted me to show to the class, and I always ask, but most of them did, they would see that they were growing each week. They could also see, and they liked, there was a different graph, and I'm not sure if I'll have access, I don't right now. When you click here, you'll see have different accesses of different, you'll have a bar graph, sorry, not a bar graph, a line plot graph that will go throughout the year, and it will show them how much progress they make throughout the year. They love that too. They really could see their growth, and it was that nice incline plane. They really like that. You also can see where they start with their fluency, how much fluency they gain, how much gain per week, total usage, their average usage per week, and then their last login. And again, you'll see messages down here that'll tell you what they need maybe to work on. Maybe they haven't been logging on, or maybe they haven't been getting the green light. And I'll show you the green light in just a minute. So those are the kinds of things that you will see over here for your messages that you may want to take a look at, and you can find out if you need to address anything by individual student. This is my profile and my information. As I go over here to student, you can play around with this. This is the feature that's for you to play around with the program so that you can see what it looks like from a student's point of view. As the students come in, they get Krabby, they have Penny. This is my little avatar that I've created. They get to create an avatar the very first time they log in. They create an avatar. They love that. The more points and stars they get to go in and work on their avatar. I personally only let them do it on Fridays, work on their avatar. The other days they had to do the lessons. They will have these activities that they will have to do as they log on. You will see that as I get it right or wrong. This is checking my fluency for the day. Every day begins with a test of some sort to see if I remember my fluency facts. If I don't, then those are not counted as fluent facts. So they're quickly let me do this. They practice this a couple of times, going through to see what fluent facts I know for the day. You can see that if I miss it, it gives me another one. These are the ones I've been working on, and they're seeing if they're fluent at this point yet or not. If they're not, then I practice more during the day when I get to my games time. These they go through pretty quickly, and I will go through these and see if I can show you the next little game real quickly. Okay, and every day they test the students for their speed of typing. So if your child is a processing speed problem of typing, particularly the younger ones that might have trouble figuring out where their numbers are on the board, it will take that into account as far as the countdown of how fast they have to do it. All right, I think I'm going to try this one. If it doesn't give me the next thing, then I will move on and show you something else. I think you get the idea. Okay, time's up. I try to do as many as I can within the time they give you. Oh, the bonus round. Good for me. Okay. Point is that I go through this, then this is going to let me go to my games for the day. Based on what I pass for these days, the ones I actually know, then I will get, those will build into my games automatically. So if I'm missing a lot of this 8 times 7, it's going to show up a lot today in my games. And so you're going to see that it, again, adjusts immediately to the child and what the child needs for that day. Up here is where they log out, and here's where the green light will show up. When I get that green light, that means I have practiced enough for that day. Most children can get the green light within 15 minutes. If at first it will take them a little longer as they're getting used to the game, but after that they usually can get it in about 15 minutes. The minutes accumulate throughout the day, so if they do 5 minutes at breakfast time, they do 5 minutes after lunch, they do 5 minutes in the computer lab, all those minutes add up and get the green light. You can see that you'll have different games will be here. I can have different games that I can play. And then eventually there's going to be a little sign down here that'll say how many more days until I get to have a new game unlocked. And they love to see how fast they can get to that. They want to go back to the computer lab. They want to get those games unlocked. So they're very excited about that. One of the first ones they'll get is Ninja. I believe they're asking me to change my avatar here. But They're going to play Ninja. They love Ninja. Ninja is one of their favorites right off the bat, and they go back to that one a lot as they get used to it. Again, you're trying to get the green light for the day. Anybody who doesn't get the green light, you probably do need to have a look at. As they teach them a new fact, they do have some instruction time. Some students don't like the instruction time because it's not games. So when I see children not getting the green light, over a couple of days, I watch them a little closer and realize that they're probably stalling out at that time of instruction, and they need to go ahead and do it and learn the fact so they can move on to the games. Okay, so here's Ninja Stars. Ninja Stars starts off as one of the games. I'll see if I can show it to you real quickly. And this is Penny. Penny will jump out and tell them what to do. And very quickly, it's teaching me my fact family today. This is a teaching moment here. It's giving me time to learn it, and then it's going to give me various facts to practice. The students get pretty quick at this and pretty good at this. And you can see they give you models, they give them arrays, they show them different ways of doing it. Okay, so that is how the game looks, and that's how the game goes through. I do encourage you to practice and take a look at it yourself, launch and practice it yourself. If you have any questions as you get into it, again, remember it's a cumulative, so encourage your students to do it over the weekends, encourage them to do them in the evenings at home, put it on your homework assignment if they have internet at home. Tell them they can do it at the library if they go there, but get that, it all accumulates and it does add up. Let me show you one last thing and then we'll be good to go. I want to show you two different progress reports. This is a student I had significant learning disabilities. He started here with 0, obviously, moved up to 73%. But notice what he did. He worked 2.5 days per week average throughout the school year last year. Total days, he had 98 days. A second learner, math learner, did not practice as much. Just didn't get in the computer lab as often, didn't get practiced as much. Started off knowing 12, got up to 73, but only really practiced a day a week, so total of 8. And you can see her progress just wasn't as much. So it really is important to get in there and practice as often as possible. The more they get to practice, the better, and the more progress you're going to see. I had several students make it all the way to 100. This child just had significant learning disability, so it took them a while to learn each fact. I really think you'll be excited to see the progress. One of the biggest things is they do transfer, or at least it seemed to transfer for me. I would ask them, how did you know that fact so quickly? And they would say, well, I learned it in reflex. Transferring is a huge deal, and the more they can do it, the quicker they can do it, then they can begin to process the rest of math that you want them to do. All right, well, enjoy. If you have any questions or concerns, just ask me or ask Gail, and we'll be glad to figure it out for you. Have a great afternoon.